What is going on, guys? It is Beazy, and today we are playing one of my favorite games and starting a brand new addition to this series, to this whole new reboot of the series. I bring you Factorio. Now, this game may look very simple from the style of it. It's top down as it is. But this game is very complex, as by the name, it's called Factorio, so we're going to be making factories, obviously. We're going to mine resources from the ground, such as iron ore, and copper ore, and coal. Those are your three main resources, per se. And then we use those to craft things like boilers, and we can use drills to automate mining for us, and we can have furnaces so we can cook our shit to make cooler shit like labs or better drills or engines or all sorts of bullshit. Now, although this game is about factories, the main bit of this game is automation. We want to try and make our factory as self-sufficient as we possibly can. That's going to be our goal. It's going to be what we're going to try and strive to. Now you're asking yourself, well, this seems easy, but why do we have a gun in our corner? That's because we do have enemies in this. They're called biters, and then we have spitters. These guys are pretty much assholes. They're assholes, and they're going to try and fuck us up at every single moment. So, alongside building our factory, we're going to have to up the ante on destruction of the enemies, because the enemies are bad. Now, how do we do this? How do we kill these enemies, you say? Well, we do research. See, if we press T, this is our tree. Now we can research all this bullshit to fuck our enemies up and to get new shit. You know, we can get better furnaces, we can get electricity, trains, turrets, all sorts of things that you've never seen possibly before. Now, if you guys are familiar with a YouTuber, his name is Exumavid, something like that. I forget. I don't really know how to say his name, to be quite honest. I'm probably going to try and do this in his style, where I cut different parts out of the video, which are repetitive, and where I'm building, because a lot of this game is spent just standing, sitting, and figuring out how you're going to do something. It's not as fast-paced as like a Call of Duty or something, so there's going to be a lot of space or things that I'm going to have to cut out, because it's just going to be me standing there, hitting stuff, trying to work out how the fuck to do something. Now it's enough of the talking bullshit. Let me actually show you how we play the game. Now if you go up to something, you right click on it, and you have like a pickaxe sort of such thing. Oh, I should probably make a pickaxe actually, because I don't have one equipped. So we're going to go over here to our crafting. We're going to press E, and we're going to craft an iron axe. Now it crafts us for us, so we don't have to like physically put in something besides that. That's pretty much the extent of it, and it's going to give us, it gives us some iron and gives us some wood. Now we're going to go and mine a few of each of the materials, so I can show you what we're going to do with them. Now you see these things in the bottom on my toolbar. We have our drill. That's going to mine for us. We put it. Let's see. We're going to put it down. We're going to put it down here on our iron. Now it's got a big gas thing up. That's because things need fuel to burn to do their things. See, it's going to mine that, and it needs something to power it. And how do we do that? We go over here and get some coal. Coal's basically our fuel. It's our energy source. Not energy. Yeah, energy source, whatever. And that's basically going to power everything. So after we get other things automated, we're going to definitely want to automate this, so we can always have a source of coal to power all our machines. Because if we can't power machines, they're not going to work, and they're not going to mine our shit. And we can't have that, can we? Okay, now that we have some fuel, we're going to go over here and put it. We're going to put half of it. We're going to right click it. It's going to split our stack, kind of like Minecraft. And it's going to mine for us. But the thing is, things need a place to go. Now we can either use, we put it in a chest or a box. But what we're going to do, we're going to get our furnace that it gives us, and we're going to put it right there, and it's going to directly input, it's going to input all of our iron ore directly into this. And of course, this needs to be powered just like everything else. So it's going to start producing our stuff, and that's going to make us iron plates. And that'll go along with our other iron plates. Now while this is going, I'm going to go over here and grab us some copper, and I'll show you what we're going to do with all this copper here in a minute. Okay, we're back. I just mined us, I mined us some copper and I got us some stone. Stone kind of looks like this, same style, but it's over here, and it's gray. Now if you look at this, it shows you the amount, and that's for every spot, so it'll tell you how much resources are in that spot and how much you can mine. Like if we see over here, this is going to mine us out of that spot right there, that square. It's going to mine us 2.1 thousand coppers. And then we're going to split it into here. And you see this is run out of, whatchamacallits? Coal. That's what it's called, coal. So what we're going to do is, since we've got this material, we're going to make us another mining drill. And we're going to go put that over here on the coal, so we'll always have some coal making, if you know what I mean. Now of course this is going to need some fuel to begin, so we're going to mine a few more pieces of coal, and then we'll get this going right away. Okay, now we got a couple pieces of coal. We're going to throw that in there, and what we're going to do is we're going to make us a box, because we don't need that much. We're going to put a box right there, so it's always going to put the coal that it mines in that box. And what we're going to do with that coal is we can take it out and put it in here. So we're mining coal to fuel this, which is very, very cool when you think about it. So I'm going to let this get us some coal, and we're going to be right back when it's done. Okay, now that we've let this get some coal, I'm going to show you the next part of the game, which is probably my favorite part. And like I said, the automation, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the coal that we're mining here all the way over here. Now you're going to ask, how the fuck are we going to do that? We're not magicians. And we're going to do that with these transporter belts. So we're going to craft us a few of these. And you see it's making, it's crafting the iron gears, and that's coming from our iron. So it just crafts that to make those. See, now we have here, we have transporter belts. Now this will move our items all the way over here, but how do we get the items on the belt? We want to craft one of these. It's called an inserter. Now what an inserter does is it takes the things out of an object, such as a box or a mining drill, but also it requires a little bit of coal to work. But what it's going to do is it's going to move those over here, and what we can do is put that on a transporter belt. See? So now we're putting our coal, we're going to put it right on this belt, and once we have enough materials, we're going to bring that all the way over here so that our stuff over here can get what it needs. It's going to need the coal, which is very, very cool. But so we're going to let this, we're going to take these out of here, and we're going to craft the rest of these so we can start building our network of rails to get it over there. Not rails, belts. That's what I meant. And this right here, this is oil. We're going to use that a little later on. Once we get kind of our base and stuff started, we're going to definitely mine up. We're going to pump that oil out and use that for different kinds of machines. Alright, since this belt is full, the inserter is not going to be able to insert anything else onto the belt. So this is going to act kind of like a buffer, so that when this is full, we'll still have some backup for later. Now that we have some more belts, though, we're going to place this down here and get it lined up as much as we can. See, we still need some more iron so we can get the rest of these belts. So I will be back once, and I will show you when I get the belt, when the track all the way up there, and I'll put the stuff in and I'll let you guys see that. Okay guys, now you can see that I've extended our track over here with our little bit of coal that we're getting, and it's not producing anymore. So I think, yeah, this thing is it's ran out of its own coal, so we're going to give that a little bit of coal so that it'll keep going. See, now what we can do though is we can automate this getting its own coal. So what we can do is, instead of our track coming right here, we can have our track go like this, We can have it curve around, and it looks kind of cumbersome, but this what we can do is we can put another inserter right here, and it'll take the coal off of the line and put it into the mining drill, so that way it will always get what it needs. So we're gonna put that, there we go, put it right there. And of course, just like everything else, it needs just a little bit of coal to run. And this would be a good time to show you, if you press M, you get the mini map, and this will show us our different materials in the area. And if you look at these boxes that are flashing, that's our pollution. We're generating pollution from all these machines. And what that does is it'll cause enemies to get mad, because the enemies, they don't like pollution. They want a nice clean environment, and we're just ruining that environment with all the pollution from the machines. You see this machine is giving off 10 pollution, and these inserters are giving off, well, these don't give pollution. These are, so we're creating a lot of pollution right now, and that's particularly a bad thing, but it's something that we can't really do anything about, so we're just gonna have to deal with it, really. So that's kind of a shame. But after this is gonna this is pretty much what we're gonna be doing for the next early bit of the game. This is kind of the not really boring part of the game, but just the first couple hours are pretty much just maintaining everything and get everything where it needs to be. So I will be back, and once I get back, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna start automating some other things, like we're gonna automate copper, and we're gonna automate getting stone, so we can kind of get everything going the right way, and we'll try and have everything in a central place, so we can always access what we need to get. So I will see you in a moment. Alright guys, we're back, and we've let everything run for a little bit, so we've got ourselves some more resources, and now we're gonna move on to what will power our stuff in the long run, which is electricity. Now, how we get electricity is from steam engines, and we heat those steam engines with boilers, and we get water from those boilers from an offshore pump. So right now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves a contraption that's going to give us power, basically. So this is kind of how it's going to be set up, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring some of our coal down. It's going to come down here and feed into these things, which are going to heat up the steam engines, which is going to produce electricity, so we can run things like our inserter, which runs on electricity, and that's going to run stuff like our labs and more bigger and better things along the way. So I'm going to bring down some of this. I'm going to bring down, actually I may, since it's right here, I may just build a new coal miner, and then so we can just have coal just for these right here, so they'll have the priority over everything. So I think we're going to do that, and I will be back when I have this thing up and running. Alright guys, we have got everything up and running, so now this is producing us some energy, which if we click on the pole, we're producing 800 watts of energy, and the only thing that is taking the energy is our two inserters, so we're producing a lot of energy and we're not really consuming a lot of it. So right now we're actually doing pretty good. We're making sure everything is running, and with our poles we're going to run our electricity up to our base, and we're going to start replacing these old burner inserters with these new electric ones, because they're more efficient, they're faster, and pretty much they don't waste resources that could be used somewhere else, which is very, very good, because we want to make sure that our base is as efficient as possible. So we're just going to replace these, and what we're going to do, as you see our coal is starting to get blocked up, we're going to run over here and grab some coal for us so we can use that in other places. Now that since our line's getting longer, what we're going to do is we're probably going to run our coal up over here, so we can start powering these things by themselves, so they can run without us having to come over here and put more coal and everything, because that just takes way, way, way too long. And before I go any farther, I want to show you guys this. Now this is a lab. That's how we're gonna do all these researches. And these things run on these things called science packs, which are actually not too hard to craft. All we do is we can craft them by hand right now, and that'll power our stuff so we can get some more shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft us a lab or two, and then we're going to start doing some research so we can get some new things. Alright guys, we have our lab built, and what we're going to research for first is automation. Now what this is going to do, it's going to give us an assembly machine. Now what that does is that we give it a recipe, and it'll craft things that by itself, so we don't have to craft it anymore, which is just going to automate so many more things, and it's pretty much going to be the cornerstone of our factory, is things making things to make other things, so we don't have to do it one by one. And all we have to do now is give it some power. Oh, there we go. I will warn you that the game does an autosave every 2 minutes, so if it ever gets kind of jumpy, that's because it autosaves, which is actually very cool. So just in case you get something bad happens to you, you're going to be okay. So we're going to let this research, and then I will wrap this video up till next time, where in the next episode we are going to, well, I'm going to show you some of the cool things that I've researched while I was away, and we're going to pretty much continue the work on our factory and make this thing look like a real factory, guys. And I'll leave you with those words in mind, and I firmly urge you to like, favorite, and subscribe. Leave a comment, tell me how much you like this game or you hate the game. I don't know. I'm not in your head, so you're going to have to tell me with words, because, you know, words are cool, though. And I'll see you next time, guys. Ayo.